Yo, welcome to my YouTube channel. Just want to say, if you like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a solo episode here, and it's overdue. I'll kind of give you up to date since the last solo episode I did, and what's coming, some life updates, a lot of cool things in my life. It's been warranted because at least what I've done, because ever since last year, our business has doubled. And it was during coronavirus, which we didn't expect, or we always expect for the best, but you never know. At the start of Corona, we didn't know how it impact things. For us, it was great. Not great. Like, I'm not saying the coronavirus was good, but I guess how we adapted and such. But I want to let you guys know some cool things I'm working on. Just life updates. Some people were asking why I don't do solo episodes, and there's a few reasons why, and I'll explain that. So my last episode was actually in April, which is almost it's about 8 months ago. And but I've done episodes with Ryan. I'm sure some of you guys have heard him here. Like our podcasting YouTube tips did really good. But that's besides the point. The reason I stopped doing solo episodes back in April is, and I tell a lot of people this, podcasting should, serve the purpose that aligns with what you're building or creating in your other life, or not in your other life, in your business life. That way you're more able to be consistent with it. So I've been consistent with it because I shifted to only interviews, because my time, I didn't want to think about, at least what it had the biggest impact in my business wasn't producing solo episodes. It was doing sales activities, hopping on more calls, talking to more people, etc. Interviews was a way for me to still be consistent and also still have good content. I think, I didn't have to think about the content. I just had to ask good questions, which I feel like I do pretty well. At least some people tell me that. And I get to connect with people and do interviews. But I guess I'm doing solo episodes now because 2021, big focus. I mean, I'm still planning out 2021. I don't know if most of you guys have planned out 2021 yet, or if you haven't. It's a good idea to plan out your years, even your quarters. I plan out 90 days, and then we do monthly, or I do monthly, and then I do weekly and daily planning and nightly reviewing. Super important. I actually learned that, like, reviewing your nights from Stoic philosophy. Actually, it wasn't even from like a business person. It was just about how to, really evaluate the decisions you make, the things you do, the opportunities, having some gratitude in your life, because perspective is super important. And, changing your perspective can change your results, I've found. So, but yeah, the past, 6 months, our business has grown. We've consistently, had better and better months. We're doing about 60K a month right now. 2021, who knows? We might go to 80, 100K a month, depending on how we do things. We hired more people on our team and things are going awesome. On top of that, I moved to a new city, Orlando. I would pan my camera around and show you, but usually when I move my camera around, it's hard to set it up. If you guys have DSLR cameras, you know what I'm talking about. Cameras are hard to, like, once you get the good shot, you want to keep it in the good shot. But moving to the city, during Corona, I don't know if any of you guys have moved during Corona. It takes a lot of getting to adapt to. Right now, I feel like I'm developing a good social circle, which is cool. Meeting a lot of people down here who have really cool businesses, which is, I think it's important to have a social life no matter what you do. And I might even experiment with podcasting in person, because a new office I have has a podcast studio. So that might be something that happens in the future. Just because, 2021 for me is it's a lot more about experimenting and setting trends, and starting trends, and just being different. Like, that's the biggest thing, when we're working with people, when we're developing podcasts, like, and I guess I learned this from music early on, that the people who have the most success, at least in music, and this applies to podcasting world or brand world, are the people who have their own sound and they're able to differentiate themselves and they sound unique. Although, there are the people out there who are more mainstream, but those people come and go. The people who are different and are unique are the people who, they get remembered for 10, 20 years. They impact people's lives because, time usually tells the truth as far as, what's good or what's valuable. People can come and go, new influencers, new people in the mainstream. So yeah, but I mean, another big part of, having a good social circle is it's inspired me, and inspirations is super important in business, and in your podcast, because it is a creative journey. There is a lot of creative journeys people go on, whether it has to do with business or it's hobbies or, podcasting, it's a creative process and you have to, be inspired. That's why most people quit, because the inspiration's not there anymore. Some people, like I've seen it a lot, like they'll just do one episode because they're not creatively driven or they don't have the right like guidance or team to help them. So that being said, for me, like 2021, it's about more credibility for myself. At least the podcast, like what I do and what I create, it's about more credibility of me and my name in the market. It's about I wrote this down. It's about more presence. I just want to be in front of people more because, the past few months, and I still will probably do this. Like, I'm just really bad at social media. I've got an assistant to help me out, but I don't like being on social media at all. Like, when I have the feed, when I see a feed, it gives me anxiety. I don't know why, but it's just like I see shit that I don't want to see, and then it affects how I think and feel. Whether you've seen other people do stuff, or you feel like you're, I know a lot of marketers. I'm connected to a lot of marketers, and I respect the game. I respect people out there, using social media to grow your business. That's what you should do. But you could be a tool if you're on social media a lot. You will be susceptible to shiny object, to new things, etc. And I found usually a lot of people know the answers to what they need to fix or do. They just get distracted too much, or there's too much inputs telling them what to do rather than them kind of like, it's being proactive versus reactive. That's why I'm really bad at answering DMs, guys. I have a lot of DMs I need to answer, which I'll probably do after this call, but I have to be very conscious on how I do that. So yeah, if you guys can relate, let me know about that piece. But I guess, with me doing these solo episodes now and thinking more creatively about content, all that ties into developing your character. I think people who create content, people who create podcasts, etc., they don't, it's super important to think about what kind of character you want to develop, almost like if you're playing a video game. And kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, like what are your natural tendencies? What are your skills? And what are your interests that you can really put front and center, so people feel like you have a personality and you have a character. That's super important for building relationships and for people like feeling you're genuine and liking you. Because podcasting is a lot about relationships, the relationships you develop, but that skill can be translated to the real life. And it's helped me a ton. Like, I guess that's what's helping me the most, like the relationships I developed in the business development. So. And I guess I'm really not going to make this episode long. Like, this is just kind of life updates and kind of like just kind of diving into the deep end here with almost like an ice plunge. I've been doing a lot of ice plunges, and just doing it is sometimes the best thing because then it becomes easier and easier the next time. Now here in Orlando, it's kind of cold. It's probably like 40, 50 degrees out, but I can go outside with a t-shirt and people are like, what the hell are you doing? It's cold out. But because I've taken a lot of like ice plunges, it's easy for me. And it becomes like second nature now for me to just be in the cold. I've because mentally I've associated that pain with pleasure. And it afterwards, it feels really good. Endorphins are a real thing. But what I'm getting at here is another important thing. As you develop your character and you kind of want, and you think about doing that, is always think about like your why. And I don't know why I hate saying that. It sounds dumb, like thinking about your why. Maybe because it's people say it so much, but really your why is I guess more, what you want, like what's the end of your life look like if it's perfect, right? Like, where are you at? What are you doing? What have you built? And then, what is the type of person you need to be? And just start doing that. Like that's a simple way to say it, I guess. It's probably a good place to end the episode. I'm probably gonna record another one after this, just since I'm flowing. But I appreciate everyone who subscribed. The podcast is still doing good, which surprises me because I just interview people. I guess I got a good team, so I got to shout out my team. That helps me out. But like I said, this year I want to be more creative, and I'll share those things with you guys as I start building them and testing things out, etc. So I appreciate you guys listening. You guys know what you could do to help out. Share the podcast, tag me on social media. I'll repost you, and we'll talk soon, guys. I appreciate it. Peace out.